Hello and welcome to an overview of Inferno, the new map for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, well, the new version of Inferno which is now available in the beta version of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. This map has not received an update since 2013, now it has, and it's a big one. This is the terrorist spawn and it's in no shape or form recognizable. It is completely different. If you remember right, there used to be a wall here, there used to be a building here. Now it's not. It's a little stream with a gondola. Well, not a gondola. It's a boat. And they also removed the chicken coop, sadly, which I kind of enjoyed hiding behind and shooting the enemy that would come through that door. And sometimes, well, that only happened when we were already losing badly, but still, it tended to be fun. Also, I'd like to mention that I'm gonna miss shooting at those bells. You know, there was those bells you could play a little tune by hitting them, so I couldn't buy a map. I can't buy a weapon anymore, but that's okay. First difference is probably, well, in terms of gameplay, I mean, graphically it is completely different. Graphically, this thing now runs at about 120 frames a second, which is a big difference between from the other version. The other version in this area would run at over 200 frames a second, so you're gonna see a frame drop depending on your hardware from somewhere around 70 to 90 frames a second. It's a big frame drop. It's about as big as the one that occurred with the new update. So if you're playing CSGO on a low spec PC, like something lower than a GTX 750, maybe an older, I don't know, Radeon HD 4000, 5000, a really low spec NVIDIA or something, you're gonna see some frame rate hits. Like if it's over 100, I'm okay with it. I don't have any FreeSync, or if over 60 frames, 60 hertz refresh rate panel, so I'm okay with this. So, in terms of functionality, one gigantic difference: A now has its own path. So let's go down the path of A. As you can see, you're gonna spawn. Well, after you spawn, you can go directly on the A path. Now this is important because now you're sort of completely safe. Let's say if someone tried to rush from here, yeah, you could maybe get hit by an AVP or something if you wanted to go mid through A, but that really wouldn't. I'm actually not sure why they added this, honestly. Maybe to prevent spawn camping, so there'd be a second exit, but it's nice. Like it would make getting to A a bit faster, really not that much. Still, it's a nice addition, so let's go on. There used to be a car here, it's not here anymore. This makes this whole thing look a lot wider and more open. It's a more pleasant space. The map itself is a lot more colored, a lot more vibrant. You know, like Nuke is, the new Nuke. It's a very good contrast to the old versions of the map, which were all kind of bland. Also, one big difference. This tunnel, up until here, you can go through it without crouching. So this makes going through the tunnel a lot faster. You may also notice this. Well, for one thing, you don't have that thing anymore, that roof thing. And you don't have a giant potted plant right in the middle of the door. So getting from here to here is now a snap. Now, this I like very much because often an enemy would just come with an AVP over there and snipe that door. So now I have time to actually get inside. And inside, well, let's look up here first. That PC would sometime run Counter-Strike, I'm not sure. I think I have to click enter something. Can I shoot it? Yeah, but it'll break. It's a bit more, again, vibrancy is everywhere. You have a lot more light, it's a lot more open space. The place generally looks a lot better, especially this part. This part is completely different in terms of gameplay. You remember here, right? If someone stood at the top of the stairs or somewhere around there, you could not see them. From here, you could just not see them. Now, that light just makes them incredibly visible. So it's a very good thing they added that. It sort of fixes I wouldn't say it was a bug, but it was something that sort of gave a bit of an unfair advantage to the person that was standing here. So yeah, you could say that it removed a certain tactic from the game, but still I think it's an okay thing to do. Graphically, they've changed a lot. There used to be a really crappy TV here. It's not here anymore. The fridge is older looking, but it looks like less crappy. And now we get here. We have this very nice patio, this terrace or whatever you want to call it. And you may also notice as you're looking at the bedroom, the windows are pristine. They are unblemished. There used to be sectioned off by metal bits, and that now they're not. Now you can throw a Molotov through there without any problems, because I used to have the problem quite often that some grenades like the Molotov would just bounce off the piece of wood. Now that's not a problem anymore. Also, I'm not sure if you could do this in the old version, but now you can get up there. But okay, I couldn't jump it, but you can do that very easily. So let's proceed. Let's go through here, and you may notice this. This is something new. This corridor is a lot bigger than it used to be. A lot bigger. Now this allows the enemy to, well, it actually allows you, let's say if you're a terrorist, you can go in side by side. You'll have a lot more space. It'll be a lot harder for the person guarding there to actually shoot you all with a single bullet, which is something that can happen from time to time. This, I see they kept this, the little nook that you could hide behind. I actually think it's a bit, yeah, I think they moved this a bit closer to, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is using, sorry, pardon, I haven't slept very well. This didn't seem to be that big in the original version of Inferno. It was a little bit like it was up until about here, if I'm not mistaken. So this would offer more defense, which is kind of useful to have sometimes. Again, I like this. It makes the map seem much more open, much more spacious. Speaking of which, goodbye dark room. If you remember that room, it tended to be kind of annoying because you always had the risk. If you were coming up these stairs, there was no one here, no one there. You look at it, look here, no one there, and you'd kept have to looking back and back and back to see if anyone was there, because this room was dark. If you entered here, odds are you were gonna get shot in the face because there was someone in there, and if they spotted you first, then they would, because the light in here was a lot brighter than the light in there. You would get killed. They removed that and just added this little nook that you can just hide behind. It's gonna be a very interesting place to camp and kill enemies. Also, slight contrast, this corridor is now a lot darker. Like that's, even though this section now is completely wallless, like the light can enter, ambient light, well, in theory, this place is actually darker than it used to be. Well, they removed the light for one thing. Let's go to the bedroom now, which is, again, unchanged apart from the, well, yeah, aesthetically it's changed, but the glass, again, see? No wooden reinforcement, no nothing. You can just chuck a grenade through here and shoot everything. It's gonna make things a lot more interesting. Going down, they have a boiler here, but you can't use it. This section of the map, well, this, if you remember right, there weren't any plants here. Now we can maybe hide here. No, actually you can't. Maybe if Counter-Strike had a crawl option, that you would have had the ability, but you don't. Going back here, this section of med hasn't changed, well, I would say drastically. They moved the wall. That wall used to be a lot closer to here, and this thing used to be a lot more pushed back. But the main change here is this, the stairs. They removed that rock. I used to have problems climbing from here up onto that rock, but now, well, still having problems climbing from here, but still it's, in my opinion, this makes going to the balcony a lot easier, because you can just do this. See, it's so fluid now. It's so simple. Even I can do it, and I usually can't do that. It's a very useful thing to have. And speaking of which, I'm gonna go back to the balcony now. Okay, I messed that up. Let's try again. Like I said, you saw me do it right for the first time. I did it in one go. One important thing: A lot more visibility. You have, because they removed that section of roofing, you have much better visibility of second med. Like you can see everything, you can see it so clearly. No more plants, no more roofing. And you can see that bit very well as well. Well, yeah, the enemy could hide in that corner and they could try and hit it from there, but still, it's a very, very clean map now. And yeah, you will be a lot easier to see through the window and shot in the head because this bit is brighter too. Okay, moving on, let's go to A. Well, no, let's go through here first. That bit is kind of unchanged. This bit is still about as dark as it used to be. It's probably one of the darkest places still left on the map. The bit here is also unchanged. It's more or less the same. I don't think they actually changed the dimensions. They don't seem to be different. They changed some bit here because they removed the roof, so light can cascade. It looks more open, but I don't actually think there's much more light. Yeah, there is on the wall, but the rest of it isn't really that different. Again, here not much has changed, and now we're getting to the changes. As you can see here, the walls here, the fence has been shortened and completely removed in this section. You have no more wall here. Also, a very important change, they removed the old truck, and now you have this this carriage with some bales of hay. Hills of hay, what is that? So going in from, actually going out for the apartments, they kept this bit where you can hide the kit, but they removed that elevated little garden with the benches. Now you have only one bench. It's mostly an aesthetic change because that little elevation didn't really change much. They removed all the, there was a truck, there was a carriage, there was something, there was a tractor. They removed those. They also removed the railing, the wooden little fence that was there, and the giant ass statue from here. They removed those as well. Most importantly, they gave you a much better view of A. Because as you can see, A has no roof anymore and it's all very, very bright. Like, this is an amazingly huge difference. Like, super huge. Also, is it just me or is this area a bit bigger than it used to be? Like this wall, I'm probably mistaken. I'm going to try and do a side-by-side comparison as well to see exactly what's changed and what's not. Like in terms of size and millimeters and stuff. Well, A, this is kind of a big change. The roof offered a very good protection from here because you could hide behind those crates, you could lurk in the shadows. That roof was useful. It could protect you. Now it's gone, and you're much more of an open target if you camp here. It's much more of an open space, a much better lit space, especially this corner. Remember this corner, right? This one used to be very dark. Well, not very dark, but it used to be a bit dark. And now there's a light right next to it, so you're gonna be easy to see. I was gonna say, I'm gonna look at my shadow and see how easy I am to see, but I forgot that the game doesn't cast first-person shadows. I'm not even sure if it casts third-person shadows anymore. It's a competitive thing. Why have shadows when you cannot? Okay, so you can plant the bomb here if you wanna, which will not actually plant it there. Let's try it again. I tried this before to see if I can actually plant it there, but it didn't plant. Let's see. No, you can't plant out of bounds, which is okay. And in terms of visibility, you also have the opposite here. So if you're standing here, you will be a lot easier to see from enemies that are coming from that way, because you don't have that metal railing, that metal fence that, well, didn't offer you that much protection, but you had to train your eyes. You had to adjust for a brief second to actually spot someone that was here. Now you can just see them very well against this bright, well, not too bright, but it's a white background. And this can lead to some very interesting changes, especially since, okay, blew up myself there. Oh, KRS-One without taking any casualties, really? Really? You're gonna go with that? Really? Okay, so let's also grab a sniper rifle and some grenades for some testing. And let's be off again. This time we're gonna go to, well, we're gonna go to B, and then we're gonna come back to A. B has had, well, well, I haven't covered this corridor yet, haven't I? No, I haven't. As you can see, the exterior is now a lot closer to that portion of the map. It used to be a continuous corridor up until here, and here it was where it extended. You can still hide behind this corner and shoot at things like you could in the old version, but they added, well, I don't remember right if this piece of wood was here. Still, it's clean. There used to be some caskets and some funeral stones here. They removed those. It's a lot more clean. That's the general aspect of this map. It's a lot more clean. It looks more rustic in terms of technology. There's a Vespa here, but it's so much cleaner now. Also, they removed the barrel. There used to be a barrel here. You could jump on it and shoot people. They removed it, sadly. It was a nice barrel. People are gonna miss it. But one of the bigger changes is this. No more bales. No more haystacks. They removed them. And also, no more giant potted plant. It's gone from here as well. So there's no cover here. There's absolutely no cover. Now, this does pose a problem for the attackers, because now they don't really have that much of a cover from people attacking. I mean, from mid or from rushing from B, but it does have a different effect. You see, this. Like, I can be on mid sniping in a lot less time than I used to be, because remember, because of that, those haystacks that were over here, you had to go up until here to actually be able to see mid. Now you can just do it from here. This is gonna change some things, and it's also gonna make, well, yeah, it's gonna make the sniper here a lot more visible. You're not standing here. You're not at a lower level because of the steps. You'll have to be elevated to a point that's roughly, let me see, equivalent to, I'm guessing it would be about here. So, yeah, I couldn't say it changes the elevation that much, but it does sort of make you a bit more, I wouldn't say it's a trade-off either. It's a balancing thing. So you can get here faster, but you are equally as exposed. You are equally as exposed as you would have been here, in terms of elevation and exactly what parts of your body are visible. Now let's move on to, well, this thing is, like I said, that bit has changed. The rest of them. One important difference. They don't have this wall here. This wall has cost us, quite recently actually, some matches, because people kept hitting it instead of hitting the person hiding behind of it. So that's interesting to be gone. I believe this one used to be shorter, so now there's a bigger exit point for the tunnel. But the biggest difference has to be the banana. B is completely different. Like this, the road to B it's like a new map. First of all, they removed the columns. No more columns. You cannot hide behind them. You cannot sneak through them. They removed the wood from here. It's completely different. It's also, because of the absence of the columns, it seems a bit bigger. Like the columns would have been around here somewhere, and it seems a bit bigger. Now this does pose two very important problems. One for the attackers. The attackers will have to hug this wall and get killed by a sniper at this point. You see, there's no defense. Only here do you have a defense, like here, which is also the place you could use to camp people that are coming from here, and of course here. But if a sniper gets here in time, if a sniper gets to this point soon enough, like, look at it, there is no protection. They are dead. Like, you could just line up two people and have them fire randomly, and odds are you're gonna kill someone. Though truthfully, if you grenade that place, they will die as well. This bit is kind of, well, they removed the tree. There used to be a nice tree around here, but they took it out. Now they chopped it for firewood though. The wood seems to be, yeah, there is less wood, so you can actually jump on it now for well, you could snipe the people hiding behind the barrels, which brings us to this bit. This bit is here to protect you from, well, people hiding there. So if they don't have any sort of advantage, you're the one taking the shots here because you're going to come out of here and you're going to decide who lives and who dies. Well, as before, the wall used to be kind of around here. You could see them coming around and you could just, I don't know, you had a bit of an advantage in my opinion, if you had quick reflexes and a good aim. Another big difference, well, two of them. No more car. The car is gone, so you don't have as big of a defensive area in this zone. Also, this wood piece seems to be a bit smaller. It used to be kind of up until around here, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going to be offer less protection for people hiding here. It's also easier to jump over it than the car was. Another big difference, as you can see here, the... what is this, flour? Is it... oh, it's cement, I believe. I think it's cement or sand or something. Maybe it's cement. These were moved a bit forward, and this area was extended back a bit more. Actually, if I no, maybe Inferno did get a makeover because I remember this area being even smaller at one point. But no, that did happen in 2013. So yeah. One very big difference here, the cart is gone. Not only is the cart gone from here, but this wall has been just pushed back so much that you can now snipe the site. Like you can almost snipe the well, not the entire site, but a lot of the site from here. And that's very important for two reasons. This area is a lot wider, so people attacking they're gonna have a much easier time moving around. They won't clump into each other there. They probably won't shoot each other anymore. They also removed that bit of the cover that was here. Remember, there was a little overhang and some pillars, and you can hide behind them. Now you have to hide behind this if you want to have any sort of chance at, killing people from there. There's also forms a very nice corner here. Like people can just jump on that, can hide from that, can pop up from anywhere. It's going to make a nice dynamic here. And then we move on to, well, this place in itself hasn't changed a lot. There's the same basic placement of objects, but this has changed. This was the darkest portion of the map. It's still dark, but it's a lot easier. It's a lot cleaner too. It used to be a bit yellowish, if I'm not mistaken, and now it's all white, so seeing people here is not going to be a problem anymore. Like, a lot. It's going to make sniping people from there or just hitting them in the head a lot easier. Also, the fish seem to have the same AI now that the ones in Call of Duty Ghosts had. Like, you see, I just fired a shot and the fish are now actively seeking to hide. So the fish AI is very advanced. It's a marvel to behold, if I can say so myself. And one key difference here, you're going to see it soon, well, apart from there being, these caskets have missiles in them, so yeah. One key difference here is that you can snipe a lot better the incoming enemies. Like, you can snipe them perfectly. They don't have any place to hide apart from that little corner. They're going to come, they're going to die. Well, they can hide there as well, but still. You have a much wider area to snipe through, which, well, it may be actually be bad. I mean, the enemies can move around more, so they're not focused on a single straight channel. But still, I found it to be a very nice change. It's part of the theme of the map to make things more open, more bright, more vibrant. I'm actually very curious to see how it's gonna play up in the competitive games or more serious casual ones. You can also jump just about everywhere now. Can I make the jump? Let me see. Nope, there's a collision with that lamp, so no, I can't jump up there. And now we're gonna move on to another big change, which is the old ruins. This is a church which they apparently have managed to fix because there's two things. You can't go here anymore. They walled that off. You could go there back in the old version. I believe they moved this. This one used to be here. They moved it. So now you can actually hide behind it or behind this one. But most importantly, you can no longer see the counter-terrorist spawn from this section. You can climb up here, but still you cannot see them. There wasn't a wall here. There was a scaffolding, like that scaffolding that was here, and you could just see the CD spawn, and you could snipe them, you could shoot them. You had to jump, but if you had someone with you, you could jump on their back and shoot everyone that was there. And that's gonna change some things, because you're gonna have a lot less information coming of who's coming from there if you're hiding there. Also, no more truck around here. The truck is gone. There's just this little bench. This corridor seems a bit narrower than it used to be. Though I may be mistaken. Yeah, I think I'm mistaken because they added this. I'm not sure if this was in the old version of Inferno. And now we come to the portion of the map that was probably changed the least. Like this bit is changed. It didn't used to look like this, and there weren't any steps. But the city spawn is the same. I don't see any structural. They even left the same. Well, it looks a bit different actually, but it's the same. And the fountain is in the same place. This thing is the same. You can climb up here and come on, climb up. I know I can climb up here. Come on, climb. You can do it. Come on. Okay, so you could climb up here if you are better at this than me, but yeah. Oh, come on. Don't make a fool of me, game. I climbed up. Okay, now I made it. I had to just move a little bit to the right to get up there. So you can climb up here, It's the same basic map as it used to be. There is no discernible difference here. And now we're getting to the house, the little library, which is again very bright. They changed the tone. It used to be a lot more yellow orangish. Now it's whiter, yellowish a bit. And we're back to A. As you can see, you have such a beautiful and clean vision all the way up there, all the way to the apartments. Very nice. It's gonna be very nice. I actually think of using this as a I don't believe I actually ever used this as a sniping point for A. Mostly because there used to be a roof here, remember? Like the roof did not allow you to actually see the door. Now you can. Now you can see it very well. And actually snipe people that are coming from there. And this bit, like I said, is unchanged. So that will be it for this overview of the new version of Inferno. They haven't announced when it's going to come out. It's now available in beta. If you want to play it, just go to properties on Counter-Strike Go on Steam and select the latest beta version. It was something that in 35C or something. It's going to be a very, very interesting map to play. I look forward to playing some matches. I think they've made this corridor wider too as well. It's going to be really interesting to play. Inferno was one of the maps we played the most often because people were under the impression that I knew how to play this map and no other. They were sorely mistaken. I'm looking forward to see how this shapes up in the future and what other maps they're going to change. I'm hoping they're going to change Mirage. I'm hoping they're going to give Office a bit of a facelift, you know. I'm hoping they're going to add the cameras in the van back to Assault because people should be playing goddamn Assault. It's a classic. I've been playing it since I was junior in high school, but okay, so maybe it's okay to not play Assault. I've been playing it since this game came out in 07 or something. Not 2007, but 07, like the version. I have it on CD when it was a mod. So I like to know what your thoughts are on this map, on how the enhancements to it, the modifications will influence the way you play, and how and what suggestions would you have to actually change it to make it more dynamic, more interesting, more balanced, if you will. Looking forward to your comments, and remember, if you see a chicken running around aimlessly, it may be controlled by a player. So, in the name of the players that do often take chickens, spare the chicken. Do not choke the chicken. Stab it. Thank you for watching this show. If you enjoyed it, please consider watching some of our other videos and maybe sharing them or giving a thumbs up if you feel like it. And if you really liked what you saw, please check out our Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you could help us make much better shows and get some rewards in the process. Or you could consider buying my book called Tale of Doom. Volume 1 is out now and available for just $2. And as always, if you thought it was horrible, you know where to find me and complain about it.